my name is Rebecca Boyce, and I will be doing my book talk today on Drama by Raina Telgemeier. It is a graphic novel, which means it's basically a comic book. I had to read this book because I had read one of Raina's earlier books called Smile, which was all about braces. At the time, I found it at a book fair, and basically my life was all about braces as well, so it interested me. But the most recent year, I found this book, Drama by Raina Telgemeier, and I thought it sounded interesting mainly because it was about theater and, the theater production and makings behind a show. In this book, our main character, Callie, is in 7th grade, and she's pretty pumped about their upcoming show of Moon over Mississippi. And she's highly considering trying out for the show. But the only problem is that she can't sing. So she begins her 2nd year of working with the stage crew, and she excels, if anything, in that. The rest of the book is spent on preparing for the show and everything that leads up to opening night, including stuff like relationships, friendships, falling apart, sexualities, and building a working canon. Those are just some of the things that happens before the end of the book. By the end, Callie finds out a lot about herself and a lot about other people too, and she grows as a character. There's a lot of things you can connect this book with, one of which being Raina's earlier book, Smile. I think this is a very good text-to-text kind of connection, mainly because there's the same writing style and the illustrating style. And also because Raina sort of follows the same kind of writing pattern in terms of whatever she writes about, she always puts a piece of herself into it. It's not completely fiction, and it's not completely real, but Raina makes sure that there's a good balance of both. Another connection would be the text to self, and it's part of the reason why I read this book to begin with. The text itself would be that I can really connect to the main character, Callie, who's just over the moon about helping with their theater production, because I sort of feel like I'm similar in that way. And also I just feel like the undying passion to do whatever she can to make the show go on is something that I strive to be like, at least. I don't know if I'm there yet, but that's what I strive to be like. And then a text-to-world connection would be, in the beginning of the book, Callie is actually pining over her best friend's big brother, and she goes out of her way to do a lot of things to make sure she can see him or hang out with him or just make sure that she's around him. And I feel like a lot of people do that in this day and age, and there's a lot of ways, one of which being social media, that people try to impress their crush by going out of their way. One reason I really like this book is because how spot on Raina writes about the theater department and theater productions and just how everything works in general. I really like the humor that she includes as well, and her drawings are superb, so that's a plus as well. They're not crude or boring. And Raina also adds a touch of reality with everything she does, so it's nothing too extreme that you can't keep on reading, you can't roll with it. Another good thing is that she writes it in Callie's point of view, and so with all the situations that are happening to Callie or are happening around her, we as the readers can get a sense of how Callie reacts to it being in middle school. One of the main lessons you can learn from this book is not to take things too seriously and have fun with whatever you're doing. And whatever you do, especially if you commit to something, make sure you follow through on it, because a lot of the time people rely on you. This book specifically caters to kids, preteens, and teens because it is about Callie, who is a middle schooler. I don't think there would be a problem with any adults reading this book, but if there were any people out there of any age that had strong opinions or strong beliefs about touchy subjects such as differing sexualities, that's touched on in this book, it probably would not be a good idea to read this book without having an open mind. It's a good kind of book to read when you're exploring about yourself and trying to find yourself, really. And I think that's a lot of what Raina's books are about, because I know that happened in Smile as well. Other than that, I think it's a very good representation of the theater department in general, so that's a plus. And that's about it.